Yeah, I just want to dedicate this song to the musician who, an artist who wrote it, and that's Leadbelly. And Leadbelly is truly an inspiration to me, partly because of his music, but partly because of his life. He had a very difficult life. He was in prison, and uh, he developed skills, although he did was musically inclined early, very early in his youth. He developed his skills at the guitar in prison and began to write songs uh, when he was in, I guess, Louisiana. and he came to the attention of, I guess, one of the guards who heard him sing, and he told the warden about it, and the warden, I guess, wanted to hear him play, and was very impressed. And he used to have socials, the warden did, at the prison farm on Saturday nights, and he would have Leadbelly come down and stand in the down below the porch and sing his songs and play. And eventually word got to Alan Lomax, who was a famous producer. Well, he became famous. He went down into the South for a project that was partly sponsored, I believe, by the Library of Congress, and started to record many indigenous musicians and artists who were playing down there, whose work might very possibly have been lost in the 30s. And he's usually attributed to discovering Robert Johnson and a number of others. And he had heard about Leadbelly, and he was able finally, after pulling some strings, to get on to the prison farm to record his work. Eventually, his work became known to the governor of Louisiana. I think it was Louisiana. And he was eventually, his sentence was commuted, largely because the governor felt that Leadbelly was more valuable to society composing and playing his music than he was sitting in a prison. So his career proceeded from there. And Leadbelly wrote a whole bunch of songs. Many of them, many artists today either cover Leadbelly's work or have covered it or are inspired by it. And one of the most notable parts of Leadbelly's career was that he wrote the song Goodnight Irene. And that song was actually made famous by the Weavers, who was, Pete Seeger was a key member of the Weavers. And Leadbelly had written the song, and they did his song, and they attributed to him at many of his the concerts they did. And unfortunately, he died 6 months before the song actually hit the charts. It was #1, I think, in 1950, the #1 selling record, and it was a smash hit worldwide, and that was Goodnight Irene. So I'd like to play for you my version of Goodnight Irene, and just want to share it with you. Okay. Last Saturday night I got married. Me and my wife settled down. Now that we finally have parted, we're gonna take a little stroll downtown, singing Irene, goodnight Irene. Sometimes I live in town, and sometimes I take a great notion to jump in the river and drown the sand. Irene, good night, Irene. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dream. Stop your rambling, stop your gambling. Don't stay out late at night.